Calling the zoning hearing board meeting for Lower Makefield Township for November 21st, 2023 to order. First up, we have 4 members of the board here. So for an appeal to be approved, you need a majority, which should mean 3 out of the 4, if that affects anybody's decision and with their appeals tonight. First up, we have a request for continuance for Appeal Z 23-2016.
I'll make a motion to continue Appeal Z 23-2016 to December 5th, 2023.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So Appeal Z 23-2016 is continued to December 5th. Next up is Appeal Z 23-2028.
I'll make a motion to continue Appeal Z 23-2028 to December 5th, 2023.
Mr. Doherty, if I can interrupt, I received a copy of an email from one of the residents who was next to the property, asking if it could be carried to January 3rd. And then Mr. McGuigan then sent another email request to Mr. Majewski asking for it to be carried to the January 3rd date in order to accommodate the resident who was requesting the later date.
Thanks, Barb. Adam, can we check our calendar to see what we look like? Or Dan, do you know what we look like that night?
Well, it'll be reorganization for starters, but that's not that long.
So yeah, that meeting is a Wednesday just because of the holiday. But that would be the date, the first meeting, the 3rd of January.
The agenda's open.
Sorry?
The agenda is not full that night.
No.
All right, so let's start that over. I will make a motion to continue Appeal Z 23-2028 to January 3rd, 2024.
I'll second.
Dan, do you have a copy of that email requesting the continuance, or because we don't? That's why the question's coming up from our side.
Barbara has a copy over there.
Okay. Thank you.
Underneath it is the email from the resident.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Appeal Z 23-2028 is continued to January 3rd. Next up is Appeal Z 23-2036. And if you're in the room here, can you please come up to the table? Make sure your mic is on and get sworn in. That is Carneves McKenna.
Each state and spell your full name, please.
Rose Berardi McKenna.
James McKenna.
Do you both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Flager's going to read in the exhibits.
Yep, we have the application as A1. We have the plans as A2. We have the impervious surface breakdown and the stormwater management small project volume control sheets, which will be collectively marked as A3. B1 proof of publication, B2 proof of posting, and B3 notice to the neighbors.
Okay, go ahead and explain
Hello,
what it
this
is you're
is-
looking for here.
Hello, I'm sorry to interrupt. This is Eric Snee from KS Pools and Patios. I just was admitted the contractor and project manager on the job. I
Okay,
just wanted to let you know.
you'll need to be
that-
sworn in. You'll need to be sworn in.
Yes, sir.
State and spell your full name, please.
Eric Snee, ERIC. Last name is SNEE.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay, now you can go ahead and explain what it is you'd like to do here.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay.
Oh,
The Go ahead. Go ahead, Rose. You go ahead and take it if you'd like to.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we're
Sure.
seeking to install an in-ground pool. This would put us slightly over the impervious surface limits that are currently on our property. I'm sorry about that. So we're seeking to put in an in-ground pool that would put us slightly over the impervious surface limits that are for our property. We're just looking to increase the enjoyment of our outdoor space with our children and our family. And we are willing to put in any of the groundwater mitigation tactics that are necessary, which Eric can speak to for us.
Yes. If you look at the exhibit, which was the plan, I believe, I'm sorry, I didn't write down the letter. It was, it's the overhead plan, the engineer drawing, and it shows the outline of the project. And also just left to the proposed pool is the infiltration trench that has been added. On the right of that plan, it shows you basically when they moved into the house, they were at 20% impervious with a limit of 18. Now with the addition that we're adding, it's 366 additional square feet for the total project. We, that's about counting what they were over on the existing and what we're adding. It was just under 800 square feet of additional square footage that we had to account for. This seepage pit or infiltration trench, if you will, you can see the calculation on page 3 of the engineered plan that is dedicated to the stone ballast seepage pit. And if you look on under number 1, it shows what we did. We're putting in stormwater management for 849 square feet, more than 100 square feet above, accounting for the existing overage and the new that we're adding with the pool, according to the township calculations. Right there with this seepage pit, basically above it shows the construction of it, where it's going. So by the township and accepted calculations, their yard and any neighboring yard will, the drainage will actually become better with the installation of their pool and exceed the conditions required by these calculations for that. So, you know, it's going to help everybody. If you all grasp that, I'm happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
Actually, my first question is to Dan here. Are the calculations accurate, and does this mitigate it back to less than the 18%?
Yes, they are accurate, and they are, in terms of stormwater, they're proposing 2.36 times the required control volume. So me and Jim used the ratio, and it does bring it back to the 18%.
Open to questions from the board, or unless Barbara wants to make a statement at this point.
I just want to verify, and I'm going to ask Mr. McQueen. So the stormwater control calculations, I just want to make sure everybody can understand, says it's going to control 144 cubic feet of runoff. That is sufficient to cover 844 square feet of impervious surface.
Yes.
And I would just ask the property owners that if the board grants this approval, you will agree to the installation of the stormwater facility as shown in your application, correct? Okay. That's all I have.
Okay. Other questions or comments from the board?
I have no questions.
I have none.
I guess I have just one question, which is kind of hard to tell from the plan here, which is all the impervious actually going to be able to be directed to the proposed basin here?
Yes, if you look at the, this is Eric from KSC, their yard basically slopes down. Everything already runs that way. You can tell from seeing the property right now. And basically what we're doing is We're doing a lot of grading work. We're going to channel it over there. And in addition, something that wasn't mentioned, the homeowners, the mechanics, they were planning on adding trees, some trees anyway. I know that no longer counts as a stormwater management tool, but we all know that certainly works as well. Yes, it's been well thought out and plans gone back to the engineer for 2 revisions, and this seems the ideal way to capture the most water and collect it before it leaves the property. I hope that answered your question.
Okay.
How do we get to the pool? Like, where's the decking to get to the pool?
The decking goes around the pool. If you see there, you've got the pool on the inside square, and around there's decking. Now they have an existing wood deck, composite deck, that you can walk down the stairs into the yard. And now when you walk down those stairs, that deck is approximately maybe 20, 24 inches, so maybe a little smaller, some areas above the ground, the ground level. So you walk down the steps, and there you are. The fences, they have a perimeter fence around the entire yard. And we had planned on alarming any other outside area that if you could have access to, the back sliding door or something like that. That's a little bit overkill, but that's.
I guess my concern is, so you're going to walk down the wood deck into the grass and then the grass to the pool?
Yes. That's the way we're showing on the plan. I mean, if we wanted to, put down some gravel or something like that, they have extra room, but we haven't applied for anything else yet. We are showing the amount of square footage that we are putting down as.
If I could, we don't like a lot of paved space. That's why we've gone.
Okay, and that's fine. And I believe Dan can point out that if you actually extended the wood decking, but kept the grass underneath or underneath the wood decking, it wouldn't count as impervious, but Dan can.
Yeah, it wouldn't. If you increase the wood deck and water can pass through, it wouldn't be impervious. So you can increase.
Excellent idea. Something that they were considering down the road after we got past this stage. That's definitely a great suggestion.
As long as it meets setback requirements, it's fine.
Of course.
Okay, any more comments from the board? Is there anybody in the room here for public comment on this? Is there anybody online for public comment?
There's no public comment online.
Guess we'll entertain a motion.
You're looking at me. I move that we accept Appeal Z-23-2036 according to the plans and the approval of the township engineer. My brain just went. Too much rain.
Mitigating the effective impervious down to
Surface
18%.
back to the original,
Back to the 18%.
back to what is zoned as 18%.
Yep.
I will second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. There you go.
Thank you all very
Talk
much.
to him about your permits and that now.
We take that.
Did you hear that, Rose?
That's what happens.
I think you already filed the permit. So if you, I think he said you're changing some plans. So if you do, you can just re-upload them.
No,
Otherwise,
we're actually did. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
otherwise the variance will be automatically reflected in the permit filing.
Yeah. So, I do the zoning review, so I'll make a note of it and then, it'll get zoning, building and engineering review. And then you'll be notified when the permit's ready. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay, next up is Appeal Z-23-2037. McCubbin and Gilmore. You can get sworn in.
Would you all state and spell your full names, please?
May Mahoney. Okay, May Mahoney. M-Y, Tiffany over the Y, Mahoney.
John Gilmore, John Gilmore. Robert McCubbin, ROB, MCCUBBIN. Anthony Sylvan Pools.
Okay,
Do you all solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
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 okay, Mr. Flager will read in the exhibits.
All right. We have the application as A1. We have site plans, which are 4 pages, I believe, as A2. B1, proof of publication, B2, proof of posting, and B3, notice to the neighbors.
Okay, go ahead and explain what it is you'd like to do, and he's got the plan pulled up on screen.
Yeah, so we're looking to install I would say an average size swimming pool, a spa area, and a spa attached with a little bit of concrete patio around them. So we're kind of in a similar situation. So we have a lot size of about 16,500 square feet. The allowable limit is 18%. Right now, before the pool project, the property sits at 25.4% impervious surface. So it's already non-conforming in terms of the zone. What we're looking to do is we're really looking just to add 668 square feet of impervious surface is really what it breaks down to. And we do have a stormwater management plan that would mitigate everything over the 18%. That's the most. So all that impervious square footage that's over 18%, we have stormwater design that will account for all that. Very similar situation with these lots that were built before 1987, with that condensed, shrunk impervious surface.
Okay, looks like Barbara has something to say, so let's have her comments.
Because I know there's no stormwater calculations provided, the separate sheet, and because I know, but you see the size of the plan I have? Could you direct where, could you please describe?
It's on the sheet that Dan has up. You can zoom in on it.
Just for the record, describe the stormwater plan that you're proposing.
We did the digital.
You can't zoom any farther?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I can, yeah, I can kind of go through.
Okay.
So yeah, like Rob said, they're proposing 668 square feet. And then they are proposing a 5 by 5 by 32 foot stormwater management device, which would create 320 cubic feet of control volume where 111 is required. So they're proposing 2.9 times what's required. And that brings it back to the 18%, like he said.
And Mr. McLuhan, you said it's a trench, or just describe the mechanics of how it's going to operate.
It's an infiltration bed.
Infiltration bed.
Yeah, so it's a stone. It's a stone pit, filled with fabric and ballast type stone.
And where's that located in relation to the pool?
That is in between the pool and the driveway. So everything kind of slopes down from the back of the house down towards the house, back out towards the street.
So the property slopes naturally toward this stone pit.
Slopes down towards the house and then pitches towards the driveway.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Board have questions?
I have no questions.
And everything else clearance wise is in order. It's kind of hard to tell once again because the plan's so.
Yeah, it's a pretty intricate plan that I think just the way we saved the scale was a little small. So that's, yeah, but everything else is fine.
Is there any comment in the room? Public comment? I'll take that as a no. Is there any public comment online?
There's no public comment online.
Okay, I guess we'll entertain a motion at this point.
I'll make a motion to approve appeal number Z-23-2037 as presented in tonight's application, where we are taking the existing impervious surface of 25.4%, increasing it to an actual of 29.5%, but then mitigating it back to an effective of 18%.
I'll second.
Any discussion? I add to the satisfaction of the township engineer. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries. You?
Yeah, my magnifying. This is fun. I have my magnifying
I know, I'm sitting there like,
little part of it. Like it's.
I know, so I had a highlight, you know, and I'm like, I'm trying to look. Thank you.
All right.
Rob, we expect better of you.
Yeah.
You got a good reputation up here. Come on.
He's got to bring hard copies with him, copies. Thanks.
All right, next up is Appeal Z-23-2038, Narendra Mamamitra. Please come forward and get sworn in.
State and spell your full name, please.
Good evening. My name is Narendra Mahamitra, Nirandra. Last name is Mahamitra, Mahamitra.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay,
I have
Adam, can you read the
online as
exhibits? in?
well. That needs to be sworn in.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't realize there's somebody online.
Christopher Bellotti, CHRISTOPHER BILOTTI.
I'm sorry. One more time with your spelling, please.
CHRISTOPHER BILOTTI.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Adam, can you read in the exhibits now?
I can. We have the application as A1. We have the site plans as A2. We have the sketch, site sketch as sketch plans as A3, the impervious surface breakdown and stormwater management, small project volume control collectively as A4, B1 proof of publication, B2 proof of posting, and B3 notice to the neighbors.
Okay, go ahead and explain what it is you'd like to do.
Thank you. I currently have a wood deck.
Speak up.
Currently have a wood deck that I would like to remove and replace with a deck with pavers.
Are you keeping the exact same perimeter? The patio is just going to have the same perimeter as the deck. That's what it looks like in what you presented.
Patio is going to be a little bit bigger than the current deck.
Okay, I see that. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Thank you for clarification.
Okay, well, Barbara, since you're here.
So, Mr. Mahamitra, how large is the existing deck?
And I'll let Chris answer that one.
Okay, Mr. Bellotti?
Yes, it's an existing deck. It's the same 20 feet off the house. I believe we're only extending the width of it by another 7 feet. So,
I need the measurements.
yes, it's the square footage. It's going to be 20. You're at 30. It's 600 square,
What is 600 square feet?
the
Is
rear
that-
deck. The existing deck.
But just to clarify, your note here says the existing deck is a wood deck and you're replacing it with a paver, so it's basically all new impervious.
Mhm.
Also, there's a building plan, not a hand-drawn one, that shows the deck being 500 square feet. If you turn to one of the exhibits.
So the next question is, how much larger did you say you're gonna increase the patio?
The new patio is gonna be just under 750.
So do you know the exact measurement or?
Yes, I do. Sorry, I wasn't completely set up for this meeting. It'd be 718.
Okay. And that's gonna be with pavers, correct?
Yeah, paver with modified stone base.
And what is the end result of the impervious surface as a result of you doing the paver patio? It's going from,
It went from 19 is existing up to 23, I believe.
an 18, you agree that 18% is the maximum?
That's a yes.
So what is the proposal to mitigate the stormwater and increase in impervious surface?
Well, through the forms we filled out with the town, with your township, I propose using stone trench and the existing trees on the dwelling, but I hear, that might not be sufficient. So, a drainage field would be required. Run a perimeter pipe out to the left side of this property into, a filter system. Basically the same thing these other guys talked about, the infiltration trench, but fed by a perforated pipe from the patio to the left side of his property.
All right, so you're modifying it to an infiltration trench?
That would be the best way to deal with it, absolutely.
And would this trench be sufficiently large enough to mitigate stormwater to a net effect of 18% impervious?
Yeah, we have enough room to make it whatever size we would need. A trench would carry it to the seepage pit.
Okay, so Mr. Mahamitras, as the property owner, if the board were to grant your request, you agree to a condition that you have to install an infiltration trench sufficient to mitigate the stormwater to a maximum net effect of 18%?
Agreed,
Thank you. And that'll be subject, obviously, to the township and township engineer's approval.
of course.
All right, well, thank you for all that clarification. Are there any questions from the board?
Barb stole all my questions.
Okay. Well, I can't imagine that they came down here for their entertainment tonight, so I'm guessing there's public comment. Okay. They did come down here for their entertainment tonight. All right. Is there anybody online?
There's no public comment online.
Okay, I guess we'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve appeal number Z-23-2038. Whereas there is an existing impervious surface of 19.1%, it will be increased to 23.3% proposed. and then they will mitigate back to an effective impervious surface of 18% using an infiltration bed subject to the township engineer's approval.
Now second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries as amended there, and you already heard what the next steps were, so thank you.
How do I get approval?
Thank you.
Once you submit your plans for just provide stormwater management plans with the dimensions, and then I can approve the permit, and then you can begin the work.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
You had to sit for the first true, realizing your tree plan just wasn't going to go over.
Glad we went third. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can still plant trees though.
Please, we love trees. They just aren't they're just not a permanent solution, unfortunately.
Oh. All right, is there any other business for this meeting?
Can I ask, just because it's a little, I know it might be a little premature, but the December 2nd meeting is the 19th of December. Do we have a full or?
I believe the current plan is to cancel it.
That's what.
But we can confirm shortly.
We do have December 5th, so we can do it at that time.
Yeah, I'm almost positive the plan is.
Yeah, I spoke with Jim as well today, and I think we're on track to do our annual no last meeting of the year.
Get out of jail free. People that actually get things done.
Okay. I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll move that we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries and we're done.